Hello everyone, Gabe here from Ubisoft, joined by the tiny little elf and Ella, and this is the dumbest video you will ever see. We've decided that we were going to put a PC inside of a gingerbread shaped PC case, and for some reason it somehow worked. It's actually sitting here in front of us. You can't see it yet though, you should watch the whole process because it's a miracle this even exists. So without further ado, enjoy this absolute monstrosity of a video and a monstrosity of a build, and let's get to it. So before we actually throw all this in the oven, we need to measure things out, so we have a little bit of an idea of what we're doing, but actually not that much of an idea still. What are we gonna do?
So, we've already checked, and these baking trays, I don't know, they're in screen, yes. They will fit our motherboard and our power supply. So we're just gonna measure out how big the trays are, and then sketch on the baking paper how, like the actual measurements, and then we will just roll the dough on that paper, cut it out, and then throw it in the oven. It'll make more sense when you see it.
What are you gonna be doing, George?
I'm gonna be a rolling pin.
Let's get to it! Alright, so we're gonna start by measuring. So we got the baking paper right here, and it actually looks like it fits perfectly, but we're still gonna draw out the lines so that we know how to cut the gingerbread. So let's do that. So for the back panel, we're gonna place the PSU like all the way down at the bottom so we don't get like a thin, super crispy burnt part that will make everything fragile. So it'll just be a big hole for the whole PSU. So obviously this is very precise and I'm drawing like exactly with the component, but that's fine. We know the gingerbread will probably expand a bit or at least change some form, but that's fine because we can just adjust it afterwards with both glue and like, I don't know, file it down or something.
So for the motherboard, we of course need some space for the back panel as well as the GPU. So this is mirrored, of course, but we're gonna end up having it somewhere around there. And we're just gonna cut out a big section of the back because again, we don't wanna have little pieces that'll get extra crispy when it's cooked. But we'll leave a little bit of space on the bottom above the power supply around here to have some sort of mounting point for a top panel that we'll put above the power supply.
This is the bottom panel. It looks a bit crooked right now, but we'll see how that worked out. And for the PSU, we want to have a hole here so that the fan can actually get some air through the bottom. So we're just gonna sketch out. Let's see, where did we put the other fan? Here we go. It's basically the same size. We're just gonna put this here and sketch it out, and yeah, we're ready.
So we've measured out all the components now, and we have the front panel, which is half the width of the side panels, but the same height, of course, because otherwise it might end up with a lopsided PC. But we actually need some air in here. Our motherboard only has one extra fan port, so we're gonna put one intake fan on the front. So we're gonna position the fan at the bottom of the case, again, as our intake fan to make sure that we have some cold air coming in. We're not gonna put it in the middle because that might make the whole integrity, the structural integrity of the front panel not actually hold fast.
All right, so we're all done with the sketching, and now it's time to go bake. big PC.
So we made a mistake. Everything didn't go exactly perfectly. It went pretty well. I mean, it went way better than I expected. But we didn't actually make slots for the graphics card like input on the back. So we're gonna have to cut that. Tastes like victory. But every victory comes at a cost, because we broke the back panel in half, but we glued it together successfully. We're doctors. So you may or may not have noticed, but the graphics card that's on there now is a bit smaller than the original one. It's because we realized the original 1080 we were going to put on is way too heavy. So we took a 1050, and that seems a bit more approachable. But now we have the problem where the back slot was cut for a 1080, so who knows what that means.
It looks like we're gonna solve it by placing the motherboard a bit further to the front so that we can just pull the cables through. You'll see.
So everything's in the PC. It should theoretically boot right now. We don't actually know if it will work. So let's see.
No, it's off here. It's off here.
Oh, okay. Turn it on.
Wait, can you hold against it?
Oh boy. It's the audio.
What's happening on the screen?
It booted.
Oh my god! What?
And the fans spin on the front.
Wait,
Did it do anything?
fan is spinning. Oh wait, we have the wrong one. God damn it. What is it? DVID? Entering power saver mode. Save mode.
Is it not the other?
Does it boot?
Yeah.
Where is it going? To Windows?
It was Gigabyte. Wait. Hey! Virals!
This is questionable. We'll show you what the inside looks like in a second, but somehow this monstrosity, it's not even a PC, this is a monstrosity, has booted to the shock of basically the entire planet. But yeah, we're gonna decorate it a bit. We'll show you what it looks like. And I think basically, happy holidays from everybody here. It's been an interesting year. We will be gone for a bit in January, so we won't have a few videos, but have a good start to the new year.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
Bye.